All right, in this video, we're looking at direction and compass bearings. So it's called heading north in 12.2. So just a couple of things you need to know from this set is that we use compasses for directions, and the four major directions are north, east, south, and west, which Australians use as an acronym to describe never eat soggy Weet-Bix. So never eat soggy Weet-Bix. But that is not a worldwide acronym. So, moving on, we have the compass directions and we're going to use them now. Remember that in between each of the major points is a halfway point. So northeast, southeast, southwest, northwest. If we want to get more complicated, we can go halfway in between here, which is west, northwest. And halfway there is north, northwest. And the way to work that out is to just go, oh, okay, there's northwest, and I'm further towards north of northwest. So north, northwest, west, northwest, because I'm further that way. All right, and you can work out the other halfway points if you want to. All right, and this is why, as we add in more and more directions, this picture here comes to be called a compass rose. And in old times, they actually got quite ornate and quite detailed, and were very lovely. So here are some questions. According to this map, which direction is it from Coober Pedy to Port Augusta? So first of all, locate the first point, which is Coober Pedy, here, to Port Augusta, which is there. Now, if we draw a line like that, we can see that it's not straight down. If I draw a cross on Coober Pedy, I can see that this line corresponds most closely with not south, not east, halfway in between, which is southeast. All right, and in what direction is Coober Pedy from Port Augusta? Now, this question is deliberately confusing. It says from Port Augusta, so we have to draw our cross on Port Augusta and look back up towards Coober Pedy. And we can see it's not north or west, it's northwest. All right, so directions can change depending on where you are standing. And these questions will always tell you where you were standing. Notice in this one it said from Coober Pedy and from Port Augusta. If you see the word from, that indicates that's where you are standing. Okay? And you read it here. Position the center of the compass rose on the direct place of direction is from, because that's where you are standing. So they've done it with a nice compass rose, and you can see there that the line is pointing down there, so it's not as easy as ours to see, but it's north or southeast. Okay, so remember to look out for the word from. And I've done the same thing for that one there. All right, so it says here, heading north, write the compass direction from Hobart, from Launceston, to Rosebery, from Queenstown, to Launceston, from Georgetown. Now notice that in the last two, they didn't go with you're standing in the first place. You're always standing in the place that follows from. All right, so they can list it then. They can write that in a sentence after the first place, so long as they precede it with the word from. So your job is to look out for the word from and to understand that means that's where I'm standing. All right. Couple more we'll look at. After the explosion in Chernobyl in 1986, winds carried the radiation cloud along these red pathways. Which compass direction is it from Chernobyl? What countries experienced radiation clouds as a result of easterly winds? So this is just telling you the winds are blowing from the east. Notice that none of the arrows are pointing that direction. All right, so we have to know this. Easterly means from the east. So if the wind is blowing that direction, which countries were covered by the radiation cloud? So you'd follow this arrow here to answer this question. When Muslim people around the world pray, this is really interesting. They always face in the direction of Mecca in Saudi Arabia. And that's marked here in the middle of the map. All right, and this is true. They always face that direction. What is the approximate compass direction from each place to Mecca? So from each place. So from Australia, from Pakistan, from France, from Argentina. All right, and when Muslims get to a country, they always have to orient themselves so they know where Mecca is, so that each time they pray, they are facing that direction. All right, And then the rest of the questions you can go on with. It says late in the afternoon, the sun is in the west. Which one would show the tree's shadow? So the tree is the darker green, the shadow is the lighter green, and so on through. All right, and there's one more page of questions. We're doing all of the questions from 1 to 7 in this set. Good luck.